Okay, so for the people who have crossed over, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
All right. Let me just get
Yes,
all
I
right,
was
let's
I was muted.
Adam is coming through. And let me just double check to see if we're on YouTube.
I unmuted myself.
Okay. Okay, nobody's on YouTube right now, but that's okay. So let me see who actually made it here. Let's see. Maya, welcome back, Maya, Thomas, Adam, Cat. Oh, Caddy Paul's on here. Good to see you, Caddy Paul.
Hey,
Christine,
Caddy Paw.
Deacon
Hi,
Tony,
Caddy
and
Paul.
Penitent. So that's awesome. Okay, so who
Hi,
came up with
Thomas.
oh, is that
Hi,
Caddy
Caddy
Paul?
Paul.
That's me.
Oh, that's the first time I've
Hi.
heard your voice. Good to have you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for letting me in.
Oh, no problem.
It's good to hear your voice
Thank you.
after all these years that I've known you.
I know. And it doesn't sound like a female's voice, does it?
No, it doesn't, but I always thought you were.
I am a
And
female, but I have a very deep voice.
There we go.
okay. Oh, I always thought you were a female. I always did.
Yeah, I'm a Catherine.
Yeah.
Catherine. Oh, we got
Okay.
another
Oh,
Catherine.
Yes, yes.
so
Okay.
many Catherines.
That's a
There's
popular
three of
name.
us. Right.
Yes.
We're probably all the same age.
All from the same generation.
Yes.
So
Yeah, we're all
yeah, because we have
35.
Catherine Holmes and then Catherine Byron, and I guess Caddy Paul is Catherine, so that's at
Right.
least three. Yeah, wow.
I've known Catherine Holmes a long time, Caddy Paul a long time,
Yeah, it's
from Divine Mercy.
Oh,
right.
wow.
The start of COVID.
Yeah,
Oh,
a long time ago.
Oh, Alan is joining us as well, looks like. And someone named Maria. We got some new people joining us on here. Wow.
yay.
That's
Maya,
great.
was it you who picked our favorite saints as a topic?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe that's why everybody's coming on here now. You picked a good one. So we'll just get right into it then. Maya, since it was your idea, who are your favorite saints and why?
Hmm. All right. Adam guessed my number one was Saint Michael, the
Okay.
Archangel.
So
And of course, Joan
so
of
why
Arc
why
is
Saint
with
Michael
him.
first of all, above all the
He's always
angels?
been my protector against anything that I felt a threat or I was in
Okay.
danger. And I would say my St. Michael prayer. I also say it when I see other people in danger or I
Mm,
think that they're in trouble or that they would need protection. And he's never failed me. You want to hear a quick story?
of
Quick
course.
story. I was 7 years old and I was walking to school, and there was a car that pulled up right in front of me, blocked my way, and an old man got out of the car and he was yelling at me, "Get in the car! Get in the car!" I mean, he was like, wow. And then a voice came in and it said, "Run." So I ran and I ran down the hill where the freeway was. So he couldn't drive, down the hill because that was, where the greenery is, or what do you call that? The
Hmm.
greenery that's next to the freeway. But anyway, I ran down, and then here I am running against traffic. Or no, with the traffic, but I was running as I was trying to get to my school. So I thought I had lost them, but just in case, I went to an alley and I kept running. And then when I looked to my left to see the what is it, the street parallel, he was following me and his
Oh,
wife or lady was there and she was smiling at me. So when I, passed by another building and I can see an opening where the street was there, I was like, wow. And so I ran all the way and I was trying to figure out all these places I can run that the car couldn't make it through. So I finally ran down the hill. I was going through all the greenery. And then I climbed over the fence of my school and ran across the yard. And we have a big schoolyard. And I always felt that the angels and St. Joseph was pushing me and helping me escape. And finally, I knocked on the door, and the teacher looked at me and she goes, "Why are you late?" And I just told her, I said, I was almost kidnapped. Someone tried to grab me. And so about half an hour later, the school was full of police and I believe FBI because there was these men in suits and stuff. But the angels helped me that day, and I believe St. Michael was there. So
Well,
the
you had to be. You had to have help.
Wow.
oh
Well,
yeah, I mean
great
I was
story.
just other than that I was always one that would pay attention to what people told me. And I thought about a second of getting into the car until I heard the word say run, and I was like, okay, run, run. So that's what was with that one. Of
And you
course,
hear about that a lot, hey? Like husband
yes,
and wife teams, they get the woman to look friendlier and like, be more approachable. And
she
Mm.
was. She looked like a grandmother,
Lord
and
have
she kept
mercy.
smiling, But he was driving erratically, trying to get to me,
Oh my
Mm.
goodness.
and I was like, oh.
Did
And
they
it was
catch
funny
them?
because I didn't feel fear. I just felt like I had to get to where I needed to go. If I felt fear, then I would be standing there crying or something. But
Hmm.
I was not. For some reason, I felt like I was being pushed and guided, So I was rescued. And that was, I didn't get to walk to school alone again. My parents had to find someone to walk me and also take the bus for now on, and not be walking alone.
Did
So,
they
but
catch the
other than that,
kidnapper? Did
no,
they catch?
mm-mm,
No.
no. And they tried to work with me, and I didn't know what kind of car or anything because I just ran real quick. I knew it was a station wagon, but I didn't know what kind or anything. Then they asked me to describe the people, and I said like a grandma and grandpa, and they were just looking. I was like, that's all I can say. He was a big man and he had a really big stomach and he was bald. I remember that. And she looked like a grandmother with the thick glasses on and stuff. And she was smiling, very nice. But it was like, but it was just very eventful. But yeah, that was the one time that I really credit Saint Michael and all the angels, and especially my guardian angel. So that is that was the number one. And he's never failed me through all the years, And I've always come close for some reason, for being, I don't know, stalked. I was stalked and I didn't even know it.
Oh, gee.
I didn't even know it. But I'll save that story for another one.
We're glad you're not just a statistic, Maya. Grateful
Oh,
that, wow.
it, and just for some reason, but I'm always protected. There is something that swoops down, the angels swoop down and protect me, so that was good. So, but other than, saints that I like, of course, is Saint Joseph. I didn't really have a father growing up, so Papa Joseph was always there. And of course, the next one would be Saint Jude. Whenever I had a problem or super problem, that was who, he was who I would prayed for, something very difficult happening in my life. Of course, St. Anthony, he has helped me look for things because I'm really forgetful, or I forget where do I put that. So I really have to be organized and put things exactly in the same place. Otherwise, I
Mhm.
get in trouble. So St. Thomas Aquinas,
Mm.
oh, his
Oh, wow.
beautiful saint. Oh, he's
Angelic
just
state. Mm.
so beautiful.
Angelic
Saint,
doctor of the church.
isn't it? It's just like, oh,
Mm.
Saint Francis of Assisi. I love animals, so
Wow.
and all kinds of animals, and I got to meet all kinds of animals when I used to work for as an appraiser in people's homes. It was so cool, and so I went to Assisi and I went to his shrine, and it was absolutely beautiful. It was
Mm.
just beautiful. So that was just gorgeous.
Oh.
Saint Benedict, because he's one of my protectors.
Quick question.
Uh-huh.
Sorry to interrupt you. Can we rewind? Thomas Aquinas, that's such an obscure kind, like not many people would say that. You didn't really say why though. What draws you to Saint Thomas Aquinas?
Just the way he teaches the word
Yeah.
and all the books that he's written. I am saving. I would just love to be able to buy the books. He
My
has got a
patron saint
library
too.
of books, and I would really love to read them all. You
My
know, I just
patron
get
saint.
you what? He's
My
your patron
patron
saint?
saint.
Oh yeah,
My patron
Thomas.
Oh,
saint. Yeah.
yes, yes,
Yeah. I
yes.
have great
Yeah.
affection for him.
It's just wow. His teachings are just beyond.
They're
And
phenomenal.
every word is like I feel so close to God. He's very special. So that would be one that I would just love it. And his books, that he wrote, they're quite a lot of money. So someday I hope I get the set and I can start reading them. So, but other than that, I just read it online, you know. But I would love to have the books. What else? That is from the gentleman's part. Well, I Saint Charbel, of course, and Saint Benedict. Um, but for the females, there is Saint Ursula because I went to Saint Ursuline School for Girls in high school. So I was a
I did
Ursuline
too.
student.
I went to Ursuline Academy in Cleveland.
Yes, yes. Ah, sister. So, yes, it's Ursula's School for Girls. And she was always there and always protecting all of us girls, and making sure we're not hurt and that no men. This is San Francisco. So, a lot of times men knew that if there was an all girls school, there'd be kind of creepy men that hang out. But
Yes.
we were lucky we didn't have, we had a few incidents, but over my 4 years, but nowhere near as much as, they have in public school and stuff. So we knew that she was protecting us.
Oh
So,
wow.
yeah, it's just, if they know girls are there and it's an all girls school, there's some weirdos out there.
Yeah, I gotta
Um,
watch.
yeah. So, and then we always had parent watching over us that, you know, they take turns and patrolling the,
Hmm.
exterior and stuff to when it was time to come, pick us up or we're walking. So there was just, and then, of course, there's Saint Philomena, that little sweet girl. She has helped me with here and there.
Mm.
She is just so cute when I remember to pray for her. She's such adorable. Saint Bernadette, I actually went to Lourdes and I had so many beautiful little graces happen to me there. But the number one grace is was running to her house to see it before it closed. And I went in there and there was a pilgrimage party there and just a party of people and they were talking and stuff and I went to the door where this lady was monitoring the door and I said, is it okay if I can go see the house? I'm not with this group. And she looked at me, she smiled, she says, go in there, go ahead and go in there. So I was alone in Bernadette's house for a good 20 minutes
Oh wow.
and that was so beautiful because I felt like I was there with the family trying to picture them. I
Mm.
saw the little fireplace and it's a small home, and I saw in the corner and I said, this must have been where the girls slept. And this is the other corner. This must have been where the parents slept. And
Mm.
it's just one room. And it was an ex jail,
Right.
so
They lived in the jail. Nobody else would live. Where
yeah,
nobody else would live.
yeah, yeah, where nobody else. And they were, it's very small.
And very
It's
cold.
very cold, yes, very, very cold. So, but I was just so happy to be there. So that was, wonderful. Saint Therese de Lisieux is my confirmation saint. I love her. The book she wrote, A Story of a Soul.
Mm-hmm.
She just wants you to try and do little things. And like in the Bible, just read a little paragraph. I mean, it just gets you going. It's like, yeah, you could do that, even with how busy you are during the day. But Saint Therese, I feel like is my spiritual sister. I always feel that she's near me, and I always picture her in my imagination, smiling and happy. And of course, she loves Saint Joan of Arc. She actually was in a play playing Saint Joan of Arc,
Yeah,
and
there's those
that's one.
famous photos of her, right?
Yes,
Dressed
of
up.
her in her costume. And I love Saint Joan of Arc because she's such a fighter. That's what I love to do is fight the evil. So
There
that's
we go.
what, so Those are some of the saints, the main ones that I can remember because
Wow.
there's so many. But that's the reason.
Okay, that's interesting. You got quite a mix.
Yeah.
Quite a mix.
And
You're
if
covered
anybody
in.
has the books of St. Thomas and you're not doing anything with them, I would love to have them. so,
Good to know if I
so,
ever come across some, for sure.
so thank you.
Thanks, Maya. So in the YouTube chat, some people are saying some of their favorite saints. We have Saint Padre Pio, Saint Mary of Egypt. Hey, we got a Saint Joseph. Nice. Uh, let's see, another Padre Pio, Saint Teresita, one of my favorites. Okay, and Saint Joan of Arc. Wow. Okay, that is cool. So let's see who's next. Caddy Paul, since you're next on the list, do you want to go? Who's your favorite saints?
St. Francis of Assisi. And
Okay, and what makes that
I-
connection
I'm
for
an
you?
animal lover. In fact, I'm standing outside right now watching my feral cats eat.
Oh,
Mhm.
right on.
They know what time I see the rosary. They know I'm outside
Hmm.
under God's sky, and they come to get dinner and pray with me. So St. Francis of Assisi is probably my favorite.
Oh, wow. That's
Padre
awesome.
Pio,
He's a
because
favorite to many people.
oh, in fact, his bones are being exhibited right now.
Oh,
They,
St. Francis?
yes, I'm not sure what church he's at, but for the next month, his bones are being honored.
Oh, wow.
I just saw it on YouTube, and I'm
do-
sure it's probably in Assisi or something like that. But and then
are they going to be exhibited throughout the world or through
just
in,
just where he's at right now, from what I
oh,
know.
throughout Italy or just in
Yeah,
Assisi?
just the one place, from what
Mm.
I can gather.
I have a relic of him.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, say a prayer for me with him.
I will.
Um, I've always loved animals. I had a horse at one time.
Mm,
Um, when I met my fiance and we were going to get married, I had a choice of letting my horse go or get married. And I also used to tell my husband I made the wrong choice.
that's
um,
funny.
Poor guy.
yeah. Oh, he was a school teacher 40 years,
Wow.
a math and science school teacher.
Mm,
He the kindest, calmest. Uh, he was just great. I miss him a lot.
mm,
Um, and then Saint Faustina,
mhm,
I got to know her during the COVID, and I just love her writings.
mhm,
When I'm having a bad day, I just grab her book and just flip it open and read what's in front of me, and it
mhm,
always seems to help me. Um, and then Saint Catherine of Siena is my patron saint,
mhm.
and
It's a
that
beautiful saint.
yes, and that's about it. Those three.
Okay,
Second
that's your
woman
top.
doctor of the church.
Yes, I heard that. I did not know that until this
Mhm,
program. I
mhm.
did
That's
not
pretty
know that.
Yeah.
cool.
Right.
She
Someone has a question for you on YouTube. What kind of horse was it?
A Morgan.
A Morgan. Okay, so that was Karina asking. So I don't know what a Morgan is, but
A
Karina, it's a
Morgan.
Morgan.
A Morgan is one of the first United States horses, not a quarter horse. About the same size as a quarter horse. Um, you'll see them. Police will ride them in parades or
Oh,
doing.
okay.
Yeah,
oh,
very big chested. Um,
Caddy.
mine was mine was 3/4, and
Mhm,
he was when I had to get rid of him, I had a choice. Two people came to look at him. One
mhm,
was a rich father buying his daughter a pleasure horse. She had thoroughbreds that she showed, but she just wanted a pleasure horse, and he was obnoxious. The
Oh,
other person that came early, and that pissed that guy off. And she was a Green Bay Packers wife, and I don't remember his name. And she fell in love with the Riley, Sir Riley, I called him. And she could not pay the bill, what I wanted for him. And I said, how much could you afford? And I'm saying this in front of this rich guy. And she said, I can only pay 600. And I said, he's sold. And the guy goes, what are you talking about? And I said, I would sell my horse to you if my life depended on it.
Yikes.
Yeah. Oh, his daughter was mad.
Oh, I'm
But yeah,
sure she has a lot of others.
was he very expensive, Caddy Ball, when you bought him?
actually, he was found at a horse depot. I can't describe what other than a horse depot. He
Like
was
he
in
was a
poor condition.
was he a
Uh,
rescue horse? Then you
yeah,
rescued
kind
him?
of like a rescue horse. Yes.
I see.
My
Because I
stable
rescued
owner,
two dogs.
yeah, my stable owner is the one that took me out there and got him.
I see.
It took us like 6 months just to get him to where he was at his normal weight, to where he should have been.
I see.
I had him for 4 years, and I loved it. I
Hmm.
loved it.
Did you live on a farm?
No, I lived in a small city. It's
Uh-huh.
called Wycliffe, Ohio. And I just wanted a horse forever and ever. And I was able to afford it. And my grandfather used to board thoroughbred horses that raced.
Wow.
And I don't know if you've ever heard of Squire's Castle. It's
No.
this rich guy that was building this castle for his wife who died before it got completed. Well,
Oh.
across the street from this castle, my grandfather owned a property where he boarded these rich um, stallions, these thoroughbreds,
Hmm.
and he got in trouble with the mafia, and
Wow.
they came in and painted four of his horses,
Oh.
and two of them died because of the blood, the paint.
Mm.
So he sold his property, and that was it. But that's how I got to know horses, through him.
I see.
Okay, well, we're gonna move on to saints again here now. Little detour. Adam, do you want to tell us who your favorite saints are?
Well, my favorite is Saint Joseph because my one of the reasons because my middle name is Joseph. Um, and he's just been prominent, just a prominent person in my life. Not all my life, but just like just just he was always answering, like when I would go to Saint Joseph in my troubles, and when I was having problems, he would always get me out of them. So he was always faithful to listen and to hear my troubles and to get me out. So, and also because my last name as well in the Irish Gaelic is son of the carpenter. So
Oh,
Oh, no
Joseph,
way.
son of the carpenter. So I have a connection in that way too. I went to
that's
St.
interesting.
Joseph's Middle School. I worked at St. Joseph's Hospital, so I have a lot of different connections with St. Joseph.
Hmm.
Um, and
That's
then
so
St.
cool.
Anthony. St. Anthony, I think I said the other night, or St. Anthony, I told you last Monday the St.
He
Anthony
helped you
story.
find
So
your key,
yeah,
yeah.
he's always been faithful to me as well. He's always been every time I've asked for St. Anthony's help, and not just for finding things, but as well like going to St. Joseph. I went to St. Anthony for helping me out of this knot or this situation that's difficult, and then he would be very faithful
Mhm.
to get me out. And so those are my two favorites, really. Um, and just not as favorite, but I do have an affection for Saint Alphonsus de Liguori. I used to go to Redemptor's Parish years ago, so I have a affinity for him. And Saint Therese of Lisieux, after I read autobiography. I developed a relationship with her. I remember one time when I was working at the hospital, St. Joseph's. Um, this was actually on her feast day, or to be the day before her feast day, and you know, the story of the rose. If you ask her to send you a rose, she'll send you a rose. So
Mm.
I prayed to her and I asked her to send me a rose. So the next day, on her feast day, I went to work, and you know, I was expecting to see a rose, but I didn't. You know, this is at a hospital. I didn't see a rose anywhere around. And then on my shift, I had to work with two other people, and these two other people were female, and both of the ladies' names were Rose.
No
So,
way.
yes. So I said, "Oh, that's funny, Saint Therese, real funny." So she
Gee
sent me two
whiz.
roses in the form of human of coworkers of
She got a sense of humor.
yeah, very much. And really, I can't. Those are really the saints that I have the most affection for.
Okay, well, that's awesome. I'm glad St. Joseph is at the top of your list, though. Not that I'm biased or anything, but you know. JM Arcia, would you like to share who your favorite saints are? Are you there, JM? I'm not hearing anything. Anyone?
You might need to unmute.
Oh, JM, are you muted?
Oh, I
Oh,
think I unmuted.
there we go. I
Did
can
I?
hear now. How's it going?
Oh, thank you. I'm actually just opening the door to my room right now, and I'm living in an undisclosed location. But
That's like the last 5 months of my life. Oh, who are some of your favorite saints, JM?
oh yes. Well, besides Saint Joseph, because
Gotta
I
have Saint
recently
Joseph.
yeah, I recently did like a consecration to Saint Joseph. I got a free book from church. I think Consecration to Saint Joseph by I think that's written by
Father
Father.
Calloway?
Yeah, that's right. That's the one.
Oh, awesome.
And I finished it last year. And also, one Saint Jude Thaddeus is one of my favorite saints because well, I came to him for almost everything. But I have this disposition where I feel like sometimes, well, most of the situations in my life are pretty helpless. Like, well, I prayed to him because I failed the first. I failed my first take of the Philippine bar exam, so I
Mhm.
prayed to him, and then so I got it in the second take, and then also in the Kentucky bar exam, I failed my first take, and then I prayed to him, and then
Hmm.
yeah, and of course for my child, uh, we finally had
Right,
him.
your son's name is Thaddeus.
Yes, and
Right.
yeah, I I I also love this story about like how he was just sent by Jesus to like a king, or was it a king or it's a noble? And well, he just I think he just brought a cloth that was left by Jesus or something. Yeah, and that noble was healed, and I think he was converted too. And I
Also,
also,
that's why we always see him, I guess, with a picture of Jesus around his neck.
yeah,
I always
I think
wondered.
that, yeah, and I think his relic is like an arm or something. Uh, so I also loved how his name is also Judas, but he had a different, yeah, he had a different, yeah, some, he did great things, and he was forgotten, but he's still a saint. And I feel like my fear is actually being insignificant. But with Saint Jude, I realized that being insignificant or the last of, is not a bad thing because yes, it's a good thing actually, being last. So
Because
I
at the
had to
beginning, nobody really had devotion to him, right?
yes,
They kind of forgot
because
about him. So
yeah,
it's interesting. But
yeah,
now, I mean, he's
yeah,
huge. Everybody goes to St. Jude. So, okay, that's interesting why he's kind of your patron that way. That's the insignificance. You can relate to him there.
yeah, and also uh, another one of my favorite saints is Saint Teresa of Avila because I I just finished reading the Interior Castle
Oh, yeah.
and it speaks of
It's a
like
masterpiece.
yeah, it's very sweet I would say, but I had to like break it down into many parts, but it's and I also was listening to an audiobook of her autobiography, and we had the same, almost the same problems like vanity and like um relationships with others, or that becomes my idol sometimes, like my reputation, and right now with all that's happening to me, I'm being humbled, and I think that uh, I can turn to her and say that it's I like it's a purgation or
Mhm.
of sorts, or something that I need to undergo. Like
Like a
yeah,
purification.
yeah, and I yeah I learned to thank God for the suffering, uh, whatever I'm going through. And, yeah, so I think those are the well
Top
when I
three.
was yeah, all right.
You got
That's
some
all.
more?
Oh, I think I remember Saint Philomena because I studied in a in elementary school in the Philippines, and the school was named Colegio de Santa Filomena, so we had a deep devotion to her. So I like I was very fascinated at how her story is like legend of sorts, and that she died very young, and she was very pure. So I whenever I have troubles with chastity, I I sometimes pray to her so that I may so that I yeah, and I also I remember sometimes I have dreams of going back to that school, yeah, because those were the best probably the best days of my life because
Wow.
my faith was formed there, and I went to a very secular high school and university, and if I didn't go to that school and had devotion to Saint Philomena, uh, I would have probably been worse off, yeah, and I might have lost my faith. And I'm glad I did, and I did have my formation there, and she she probably prayed for me when I was in high school and college, doing worldly things. And,
Mm,
so after that, I found my faith again, even after going through the worldly things.
mhm.
And yeah, I think that's all I have for now.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. Thanks very much for sharing that. On YouTube, Afro599 says, I pray memoraries for emergency intentions. Saint Mother Teresa prayed them too. Asuntani says, Saint Joseph is my son's name, so I pray for him all the time. Okay, another Saint Joseph. Good Day says, I pray with different saints like Saint Therese, also Saint Expedite, San Diego de Alcala, San Sebastian, and others. Okay, that's interesting. Um, Saint Sebastian, that's good. So let's see who we have on Zoom left. Thomas, do you want to share who your favorite saints are?
Well, sure. I have so many. But first on my list, I have to really acknowledge Our Lady. The Blessed Mother is really my favorite of favorite saints, and of course she's never failed in any of my requests, and she's every time I may have mentioned this before. Every time I hold the rosary, I feel like I'm holding her hand.
Hmm.
And in one message, she said that the rosary is the holiest of her jewels, and and so it's very dear to my heart. And I also have a devotion to Saint Joseph, because
That's
of
awesome.
course he espoused to him, and of course the foster father of Jesus, and Saint Francis of Assisi, since I'm a tertiary Franciscan, and I have um, most of the relics of the saints in the Universal Church, so I'm really blessed. Even with the apostles, all the doctors of the
Wow.
church. And before I ask for any of these relics, I always read their lives, and so they're all very close to me. And um, but many of them, I like Saint Charles de Foucauld. He used to be blessed for a long time. His abandonment prayer is just beautiful. He tells Jesus to do with him what he will. Whatever he does is what he wants. It's just a beautiful, in French, it's even more beautiful. Um, and Teresa of Avila, of course, and Saint Catherine of Siena, the two doctors of the church, Saint Hildegard of Bingen. Um, there's some Saint Pope Leo the 13th. Um, he's
Nice.
not a saint, but I have great devotion to him, and um, and there's so many St. Thomas Aquinas, and I like St. Carlo Acutis and
Hmm.
St. Pierre Giorgio, who just became a saint. I have Pierre Giorgio's relic, and when he was blessed, and St. John Paul II, of course, and and so many others. Um, I really enjoyed reading uh, the book that Saint Alphonsus Liguori wrote, The Glories of Mary, and
Hmm.
there's so many beautiful passages in that book. And of course, I have that same book that you have, Saint Thomas a Kempis wrote. Not Saint Thomas a Kempis. He may be venerable now. I'm not sure. Um, but the Imitation of Christ. I have the original book that with the little black cover. Um, and that's really a gem. And of course, Saint Faustina, Divine Mercy, is very dear to me. And um, I could go on and on and on, but I like all the French saints, Saint Catherine Labouré, the Miraculous Medal,
Hmm.
and Saint Vincent de Paul, and many others.
That's the church I go to now, St. Vincent de Paul.
Oh, great!
There's a
And
big, beautiful statue of him.
yeah, the church that services this facility is Saint Catherine Drexel, and she's a very special saint too. And Saint Frances Cabrini, I really like. She came to America and she had to travel back and forth to Italy, and she was so it was so painful for her because she was so sick on the ship as going. She hated to go back and forth on the ship, and because she would be so ill, she would get such terrible seasickness. But she went 32 times across the ocean,
Gee.
um, because Pope Leo XIII said to go and minister to the Italian immigrants, and that's exactly what she did. And she's the first American naturalized saint. And but and there's so many others. St. Elizabeth Ann Seton, um, and I'll just stop there because I could go on and on, but
Okay.
I really do like St. Francis of Assisi, St. Clair,
Mhm.
Holy Mother St. Clair. I read their lives before I asked for their relics,
Mhm.
and I really like them very much. And Saint Gemma Galgani, of course, is another favorite,
Oh, yes. Okay.
and Saint Paul of Cross was her mentor, and he established the Passionist order, and uh, and that's about it. I'm going to have to sign off because I've taken my medications and I'm kind
Oh,
of
okay.
tired now. So good night and thanks for
Okay.
including me in the rosary. I
Well,
really enjoyed
we're
it.
glad to have you back, Thomas.
Thank you.
All right. Good night. God bless you.
Good night. God bless.
So I think that's everybody on Zoom, unless Penitent wants to share. Penitent, do you want to share who your favorite saints are? Or even just type it in the chat if you don't want to talk it. And I was going to talk about some of mine, but it is getting kind of late here. So maybe we'll do mine another time. Um, Jay, this chat is therapeutic to me. Hey, you know what? Doing this rosary and stuff and socializing like this is a big therapy for me too. I appreciate it. Oh, Penitent is praying with Alvaro. Okay, that's good.
Well, we know Saint Joseph is your numero
Yeah.
uno, but how about one more?
If I had to pick okay, well, for me, okay, Our Lady is obviously number one, right? But Saint Joseph.
Hmm.
If I had to pick another one, uh,
What about the Fatima
you
children?
know
What
what?
about
Okay, I will say this, and it's not very popular, but I will say I've always felt a connection to this saint, Saint Francisco Marto.
Mhm.
I was always drawn to him. Uh, so I'll say Our Lady, Saint Joseph, and Saint Francisco. But yeah, that'll be a talk for another time because it's already getting late here. But that's my top three, I guess. Okay.
Sounds good.
Alrighty. So yeah, it was fascinating hearing everybody's saints and the reasons and all that. Quite a mixed bag. It's pretty cool.
Very much so.
So we'll pray the rosary tomorrow. And okay, penitent. I can't talk. It's getting late. I can't talk. Penitent says Saint Faustina. So okay, that's their
Mhm.
favorite.
Yeah.
It's a
But
favorite.
so we'll pray again tomorrow. And until then, God bless you all. JMJ all the way and Ave Maria.
All right.
Ave Maria.
And tomorrow's St. Michael's chaplet as well.
Oh, right, right. I already forgot to mention that. Yes. St.
Woohoo!
Michael's Chaplet. Okay, good night, folks.
Good
All right.
night.
Good night.
Buenas noches.